Hey family, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? So, first of all, I want to ask, how is the 30-day I Am Love challenge going for everybody? I think it's been about 2 weeks, right? About 2 weeks now. So, for those of you who have not heard of what we're up to, we're just waking up and speaking I am love because that is who we are. So it's like we're programming our day to be the love that we are and to demonstrate ourselves as the love that we are. So, but I'll put that video in the description box for those of you who may want to participate. We're all on our own time, right? But I wanted to ask, has there been anything different that has occurred in your life since you've been doing this 30-day challenge? Since you've been speaking this affirmation, have you sent the energy of love to any ailments that you've experienced in your body? Have you been quicker to forgive? Have you noticed you have better energy with, friends or family? Just wondering if there has been anything different in your life as a result of intentionally asserting yourself and programming your day as love. Let's connect, y'all, on social media. I feel like we need to talk. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, so let me know how that's been going. So, okay, for today, I have recently, y'all, discovered these online tarot readings. I, I've recently discovered them and I really like them. They're online, they're general readings, of course, but they do what they call these pick a cards where they have like three crystals or three tarot decks and they have a question like, what does your higher self want you to know? Or what messages does spirit have for you? And so, according to whatever group you pick, you get the answer to that question. So, it's something fun to do, something nice to listen to when you're driving or cooking or whatever. But there was one tarot reader who talked about the concept of all of us drinking our own medicine. And she was talking about karma. She was talking about, people doing things in the spiritual space that are not nice, right? And so she was talking about karma. And she was just talking about this concept of everyone drinking their own medicine. And I thought, you know what? Well, that's what we do. That's what we all do. We really do drink our own medicine. Our lives are the culmination of many small decisions we make every day. It's the culmination of our thoughts, the culmination of our speech, and the conclusion and the culmination of our actions. And so we all kind of really are already having to drink our own medicine. And I was thinking about that. Um, that if you prepared medicine, having to consume the result of your own actions, right? Of your own vibration, which we do. So I was thinking, with this being the month of December, that now is a good time for us, y'all, to all taste the soup. So I was thinking, like, food is medicine, right? So if we're preparing a soup all throughout the year, right? Our actions, our thoughts, our, energies around people who we interact with at the end of the year, to drink of the medicine, to drink of the soup that we've been preparing all year. And now with this month being a month of December, being a good time to kind of assess what kind of soup have I been preparing? Not in a judgmental way, but in a way to consciously, y'all, to intentionally taste the fruits of our labor, to taste our own soup, to drink from our own cup, to experience how others experience us, to experience our own energy, the energy that we push out into the world. And so I was thinking about like different scenarios, right? Like that we all do. I do this all the time. Uh, if we tasted our particular parts of the feast that we are all preparing, right, on this planet. We all have our particular part of this ascension process. What would our dish taste like? What does our dish taste like? So say, for example, if we found that we kept it safe all year, right? That we didn't take any risks, that if we were invited either by others or if we were prompted by our higher self or our guides to do something outside of our comfort zone, and that we consistently thought, I haven't done that before. I don't want to do that. That's kind of scary to me. No, I'm gonna stay in my own box and I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not gonna do that. That's a little bit scary to me. If we've done that, where we have not taken risks, where we've given into our fear, right? And I was thinking in that case, and I'm talking to myself as I say this, uh, in that case, that our soup may be a little bit stale. It may be stale. That all the different vegetables in the soup tasted the same, right? Because we haven't done anything different. So the potatoes would taste no different than the tomatoes, and the tomatoes wouldn't taste any different than the carrots. So we wouldn't have the different flavors because we are keeping it safe, right? We're only sticking to that particular recipe and we are not deviating and we are not risking with the flavors. And so we may find that we're missing a little bit of spice in our soup. Maybe we neglected to add a little bit of cayenne pepper, or Cajun seasoning. We kept it very bland and very safe. So maybe our soup may taste old or stale. And then I thought about another scenario that perhaps if we didn't take experiences as opportunities to grow, if we blamed others for all our triggers instead of looking within to recognize what the universe is trying to show us about ourselves. It's always somebody else's fault. It was always somebody else's problem, and not do that introspective work. If we did not see these experiences as opportunities to heal our wounds, in that particular scenario, we may find that our soup tastes no different than how it tasted a year ago, right? It is the same. The spices are not robust, right? There are no variety of flavors, and the ingredients, again, are not fresh in those scenarios. Why? Because we're not growing, right? So, and I was thinking, okay, so another scenario, perhaps if we nurtured grudges and grievances, if we were resistant to forgiving others, right? Throughout the year. If we they call it nurturing your grievances, where you are feeding those grudges. You're not quick to resolve it. You think about it every day. You give a little bit of energy to that situation, to that person that you may feel angry at, uh and you're resistant to forgive. In that scenario, no matter how many ingredients, no matter how many fresh vegetables that we add to our soup, it would leave a putrid taste in our mouth. No matter how many times we try to revive our soup, it would leave a sour taste in our mouth, because that's how what grudges do and grievances do. They leave a bad taste in your mouth. So that taste will not go away, no matter what we did to try to make it go away, right? So so I was thinking that, for that scenario. And then I was thinking, if perhaps we poured into others, right? But neglected to pour into ourselves. If we were quick to meet the needs of others, but did not create space to do things that we enjoy. If we, even if we like gave our day job all of our time and all of our energy and did not reserve a little for ourselves, if we consistently find that we put ourselves last, um, how would that soup taste? And as I thought about this, I thought about myself, particularly on this one. And there was a time, that was about a few weeks ago, my daughter called me, my oldest daughter called me, and she was like, Mom, I just want to let you know that sometimes I feel sad because I just think about when you have cooked and you standing there and you eating your food standing up. You don't even sit down to eat your food. And I was like, oh baby, that's not a big deal. Like, I'm good, I was like, I'm actually thinking to myself, I'm eating right now standing up. But she was so bothered by that. And in my mind, I had normalized it. But she was expressing to me how she was really hurt. Like, she just felt like, you do everything. You should at least be able to sit down and enjoy your food. And I had to really like unpack that and acknowledge that and say, you know what? What program is running in my mind that I am convinced that it's okay for me to be standing here? And of course I don't even think about it, but there is a program that's running in my mind to make me think you don't even have time to sit down for 10, 15 minutes and enjoy your food. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta throw this away. This conditioning program that's running in my mind is not serving me, because this ain't cute. Okay, this is not sexy. And we keeping it sexy, right? We keeping it sexy, everybody. But I was just like, I'm not getting any brownie points. I'm not getting any heaven points by not allowing myself enough time to sit down and eat. So, as I was thinking about this, I'm like, wow. Uh, that's just a great example for me, from my own, as I drink my soup, what kind of soup I've prepared all year. And so in this situation where we put other people in front of us, we may find that our particular soup may taste okay, but no matter how much of it we drink, no matter how much of it we consume, we cannot be satisfied, right? It doesn't satisfy us. Why? Because we never considered ourselves in the whole process. It never quenches our thirst. Our hunger is never quite fulfilled. There's always something missing because we're not showing up for ourselves. And I was thinking whether it be through a lack of taste or a lack of substance, that no matter how much we consume, there's no satisfaction when we drink of that soup. Or we can take it a deeper level. If we look back, right? And another example, if we look back throughout the year and we found that we had a lot of jealousy and envy and even hatred in our hearts, we may find, y'all, that our soup, our manifestations end up absolutely unbearable to consume. That we end up having to fight a gag reflex when drinking our own soup if we are jealous and envious. And that is actually how we feel like when anybody is in a space of envy and jealousy and hatred, the person that you don't like is not in pain. We are in pain. The vibration that we live in is unbearable, right? So it's true. Why are we miserable if we're in that space? We're miserable because we're loved. And so if we are in a space where we hate someone, it is so inconsistent to who we are, you know? And so it causes suffering. It causes, and I always think about that saying, and I know we've always heard it, that if you are hating someone, or if you hold a grudge against someone, or if you're jealous of someone, it's like you are drinking poison and expecting that other person to get hurt. When it's you that's getting hurt, right? Uh, so if we're in a space like that, y'all, we may find that any good ingredients that God blesses us with, any quality people that God sends to us, when we add these blessings, the God-given blessings to our broth, when we add these blessings to the vibration of our life, y'all, the vibration of our life will drain all the healthy nutrients right out of that blessing. So whether the blessing was fresh ingredients, whether the blessing was good friends or good people, whether the blessing was coins, money, success, uh, it it would turn those blessings into the absolute lowest vibration. Whatever nutrients that we are given, whatever life affirming nutrients we were given, would be reduced to the very lowest vibration. Why? Because our broth is contaminated, right? The soup itself is low in vibration. We wouldn't even recognize the blessings as blessings. And this will continue to happen, y'all, until we recognize that the issue is in our inner world and not our outer world. Because, of course, what happens in the outer world, right, is a reflection of the inner world. So that soup, that actually life, that vibration would be absolutely unbearable to consume. And then I was thinking in the scenario, y'all, that we have poured love, compassion, and forgiveness into our soup, right? Into our world, into our vibration, we may find that our soup has an inviting aroma that extends far beyond our home, and the very smell of it will whet the appetite for everyone who is blessed to be in its presence. This soup of love, y'all, would taste amazing as its life affirming components would nourish every single cell in our body, extending healing properties to all of our organs uh, for our physical and spiritual health. This soup would wake up our spiritual palate and would be so satisfying and pleasing to the soul, y'all. This is not about judging ourselves, but simply taking the opportunity this time at the end of the year to use our powers of observation, y'all, and make an assessment of what have we done well and what areas we would like to cultivate more. And as with any good chef, y'all, during this month of December, we have a rich opportunity, y'all, to revisit our recipe and begin making our soup, starting with 2 cups of love, one being a cup of self-love, and use that as the broth, while we add a heaping of compassion to accompany that love. And yes, we have to include a good measure of forgiveness, y'all. And while we are at it, reaching up in the cabinet and grabbing the spices of perseverance, faith, and friendship. And let's not forget, y'all, to grab a big bag of humility, right? Humility for me is the recognition of God in everyone, including yourself. Humility is the recognition of God in everyone, including yourself. We have been taught the wrong definition of humility. False humility is the illusion of smallness, right? Thinking that we have, oh no, that's, I don't deserve that. You know, I can't do that. That's not humility. That's false humility. That's false humility. It's the illusion of smallness. So yeah, humility. And oh my goodness, we need to add a healthy amount of joy and humor in our soup, y'all. That's that little bit of sweetness to balance out the spices, right? That little bit of sweetness. So you got to have a sense of humor. You can't be too serious about life. And last but certainly not least, y'all, we have to include our fair share of personal power to our soup. And personal power will hold everything together along with that love and that self-love. And so I'm sure I'm missing some ingredients. So please, y'all, put in the comments what other ingredients y'all think would need to be added to our soup as we step into the year 2025, because this is something, y'all, that I've often thought about as we listen to these amazing near death experiences and spiritual experiences. We have learned that when we cross over to that beautiful place that we all come from and that we all don't want to leave, it is not any of the beings, y'all, outside of us that are most impacted by our life reviews. Nobody is around condemning us, you know. The only person that it most heavily impacts is us, right? It's the soul who has just lived that life. We're the ones who are most impacted. We're the ones who will leave, ultimately, leave with the wonderful vibration of satisfaction and not regret when we have viewed our lives lived in love, y'all, service, and self expansion. So, thank y'all for hanging out with me, y'all. We're going to keep it short. And if you have listened to this video all the way to the end, guess what? You family. If this the first time you watching this, or if this the 10th time you've looked at one of my videos, if you are still hanging with me now, you are family, whether you know it or not. And so go ahead, y'all, and subscribe as we continue to grow and evolve together. We're going to do this all throughout the year where we learn from one another. And if you've already subscribed, y'all, please press the like button. Apparently that does something for the channel. But I love y'all so much. And thank you for hanging out with me. And we're putting up the hearts, putting up those hearts, because we are love. When y'all say we are love every morning during this affirmation, your vibration changes, doesn't it? It's like speaking those words lifts your vibration when you speak, I am love, and we are love. And so I love y'all. And until next time, y'all, until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.